This is a WGN News special weather report.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel is just now beginning his update on the city's response to this dangerous cold.
Let's listen in.
Impact the city of Chicago. Joining me in the effort are Mayor Rahm Emanuel, Barbara Byrd Bennett, CEO of the Chicago Public Schools, Commissioner Charles Williams, Department of Streets and Sanitation, Commissioner Evelyn Diaz, Chicago Department of Family and Support Services, Forrest Claypool, CEO, Chicago Transit Authority, Commissioner Jose Santiago, Chicago Fire Department, Commissioner Becara Shuker, Chicago Department of Public Health, Superintendent Gary McCarthy, Chicago Police Department, Acting Commissioner Felicia Davis, Chicago Department of Buildings, Commissioner Rosemarie Andolino, Department of Aviation, Michael Merchant, CEO of Chicago Housing Authority, Superintendent Michael Kelly, Chicago Park District, Commissioner Tom Powers, Department of Water Management. The National Weather Service has reported that temperatures have now hit a minus 16 degrees and with a wind chill factor dropping it to a minus 38 degrees. In addition, wind gusts may reach as high as 35 miles per hour. There are extremely dangerous conditions that we expect to continue through tomorrow, and we strongly urge residents to exercise caution over the next few days. The city of Chicago has been monitoring the storm since before it developed, and we are prepared to assist residents with related city services. The city's 311 call center can be utilized to request well-being checks, locate a warming center, or provide transportation to a shelter, as well as to report broken water mains or to report heating issues. OEMC continues to coordinate citywide operations and will provide emergency Notify Chicago messages on an ongoing basis. We remind everyone to register for these notifications as conditions constantly change by logging on to notifychicago.org. It is my pleasure to introduce Mayor Rahm Emanuel.
Thanks, Gary. Thank you, Gary. I want to thank Gary, all the team here at OEMC, all the members that are here, their senior management, and all the people that work for them. I was just out with Charlie Williams over at on the west side at a salt depot, thanking all the people there that were working throughout the weekend, as well as this morning delivering salt. First and foremost, I want to underscore what Gary Schenkel just said. This is some of the most extreme weather we've seen in the city of Chicago in decades. Most important thing you can do is take precautions and take the severity of this weather seriously, both for yourself, for your family, as well as for neighbors and those that you know are vulnerable or elderly or physically disabled in some capacity. And it's most important for yourself, though, to take the precautions that are necessary and take the seriousness of this weather situation. Now, number two, you're going to hear from a number of people about what each of their departments are doing for the residents of the city of Chicago and providing services, whether that's a warming station, whether that's checking on a senior, whether that's cleaning a street, or whether it's public safety, or dealing with fire or any other area as it relates to public safety. And you'll be hearing from each of the individuals. I personally, as I went out in the salting station, I want to thank all the employees in the city who are working diligently in making sure that the residents of the city of Chicago are being served, from either streets being cleaned or making sure that somebody needs to get to a warming station or to an area or a homeless person, making sure they have the type of shelter. But every service that is available as a city is provided to the people of the city of Chicago and those who are most vulnerable. With that, I also want to thank, as I said, their employees. Now, the planning for this moment began in the summer, and the preparations were done in August for this type of moment to make sure that the city was prepared and be able to respond both to the type of weather we have seen in the last 96 hours and longer, whether it's the snow as well as the temperatures and the back-to-back events that have occurred in the city of Chicago. We want to make sure our city was prepared, and that's why we've had an integrated type of tabletop exercises to handle this type of event starting back in August. Now, things like extending the hours at our family services and our warming stations we are doing, making sure, as we just had in our cabinet meeting, that there's coordination between family services, police, and fire to check on senior citizens, and we have a system in place to do that. Every service here is available to make sure that the people of the city of Chicago are protected and to make sure the services of the city of Chicago are available to protect the residents of the city of Chicago. With that, and the most important part of that is making sure our children are protected. I'm calling now on B3, Barbara Byrd Bennett, to talk about Chicago Public Schools.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. At Chicago Public Schools, safety and security of our children is our #1 priority. And after careful evaluation of the current weather conditions and continued extremely low temperatures, high wind predicted for tomorrow, we've made a determination that it is the best interest of our students and for their safety and their security that all of our district schools will remain closed tomorrow. We've been monitoring the situation very closely. We've been in collaboration with our sister agencies, and we've had steady communication with many of our officials. We will continue to have building engineers in the school throughout the day and tomorrow to check on boilers and to ensure that the heating systems are working for when students return to their classrooms. Our winter weather plans are being communicated to CPS parents and guardians through robocalls and will run through the day and evening along with regular updates on the CPS website and on the district winter weather hotline, which is 773-553-3100. These decisions are not easy to make. There are numerous factors and variables that we considered. However, based on the severity of the weather we are experiencing and expecting tomorrow, I'm confident that this decision is in the best interest of our children and their families.
I'd now like to introduce Commissioner Charles Williams, Department of Streets and Sanitation.
Thank you, Gary. Barbara. Good afternoon. I want to thank the motorists who have been driving patiently and safely, allowing our plows and equipment to do their tasks. The Department of Streets and Sanitation and snow removal vehicles have been working nonstop since Saturday evening to clear and salt Chicago's main streets and Lakeshore Drive. This morning, 287 plows and salt spreaders along with 26 smaller four-wheel drive vehicles were redeployed to the side and residential streets to ensure a safe, passable streets. Blowing snow continues to impact streets, so earlier today we also equipped our teams with 330 quick hitches, which brings the total number of vehicles that we have on the street right now at 340. Snow removal vehicles will continue to monitor road conditions on side and residential streets tomorrow as well. With every snow system, the department begins by focusing snow clearing efforts on Lakeshore Drive and main arterial streets. Snow removal vehicles are only deployed to the residential streets once the main routes are clear and the snow has actually ended. Ensuring main streets are clear is essential for the safety of motorists and necessary for the efficient flow of traffic. When our snow plows work on side and residential streets, their focus is to ensure the streets are passable and motorists can safely access the arterial streets. I want to remind residents that they should not, if they can possibly, should not throw the snow into the middle of the street as they clear their cars out. It would be much more helpful to us if they take that snow and toss it onto the parkway, not into the middle of the street. Same thing would apply as you're using your snow blowers, as you're going down your sidewalks, trying to direct that snow, if at all possible, to the parkways to help us keep those residential streets clean and passable. I urge residents to continue to be patient while driving and that you should drive for inclement weather. Drive for the conditions. The streets still have some snow out there. The wind is blowing the snow. Drive for the conditions. Leave earlier, allow enough time, and again, drive for the conditions. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce Commissioner Evelyn Diaz, Chicago Department of Family and Support Services.
Good afternoon. One of the most critical roles that Department of Family and Support Services plays during extreme weather is the coordination of social services for our residents, especially those who are most vulnerable. This includes coordinating and operating the city's main warming centers, providing transportation to these warming centers, coordinating well-being checks, and providing overnight shelter. Today and tomorrow, our 6 community service centers and 6 regional senior centers located throughout the city will again be open as warming centers from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. We would also like to remind everyone that Park District facilities, police stations, and all 80 branches of the Chicago Public Libraries are available as warming centers during normal business hours. Through tomorrow, DFSS and its network of 9 nonprofit partner agencies have expanded our street outreach services to assist the homeless, who are the most exposed and vulnerable during this period of frigid temperatures. Along with our partners from Catholic Charities and Salvation Army, DFSS management staff volunteer to focus special outreach to these individuals throughout the night last night. The CTA provided a warming bus to accompany our outreach teams so that those individuals who were unwilling to go to shelter could at least warm up on the bus for a while and have a bite to eat. We were able to get 4 of the individuals into a shelter last night. That means our teams are out in full force again today, all night tonight, and again tomorrow to try to keep engaging the remaining individuals and to make sure that they're okay. All of DFSS's homeless shelters are currently operating continuously 24 hours a day. Our system was at 94% occupancy last night with about 150 beds available. And our shelter network also has the capacity to add beds if necessary. So anyone who needs shelter will get shelter if they request it. We will turn no one away. We've been deeply moved and inspired by the extraordinary response of our partner agencies, our community-based homeless providers, like the Salvation Army, who last night supplied food, coffee, blankets, hats, gloves, very late last night to help out our teams. The Night Ministry, who's supplying a warming bus and nursing care during the daytime hours, and Catholic Charities and many others who are just going well above and beyond to help us take care of our most vulnerable residents. We want to remind everyone that the best thing to do if you're seeking a warm place to go is to call 311. Seniors or individuals with limited mobility can call 311 to request a ride to any of our warming centers. And we continue to ask the public to help us out by checking in on their older and frail neighbors or relatives, particularly those with disabilities, poor health, or those who may be isolated from friends and family. If you're unable to check in on them, the city can do it for you. All you need to do to request a well-being check is to call us at 311. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce Forrest Claypool, CEO, Chicago Transit Authority.
Thank you, Gary. Despite the record cold Chicago is experiencing, CTA trains and buses maintained service throughout the entire morning rush. Buses saw only minor delays thanks to the great job Streets and Sanitation has done clearing the artillery streets of snow. On the rail side, we did experience delays during the morning rush that averaged about 10 to 15 minutes. Early this morning, there was an issue that impacted Purple and Yellow Line service, and we provided bus shuttles, but the issues were fixed by 7 a.m. before the peak of the rush hour. Most of what we're seeing are temporary issues with track switches, which have been affected by the abnormal sub-zero temperatures. Those delays meant that some customers waited at a station a little longer than they normally would have between trains. However, all trains were running and stopping at all stations. By the end of the morning rush, service was getting back close to normal. And as of just a very few minutes ago, most CTA trains and buses were running on schedule. We're seeing a few isolated delays due to the weather, but overall, service is running fairly smoothly. We are planning regular service for the afternoon rush. CTA crews are dispatched throughout the system to monitor and troubleshoot any problems, and will be able to respond quickly to any issues that arise. We encourage CTA customers to take advantage of up-to-date bus and train arrival information we provide via transitchicago.com, our Twitter account @CTA, our text email alerts, and from the bus and train tracker via mobile phones in all rail stations and bus stops. We strongly recommend customers allow additional travel time in the event something does affect the service that you use. We appreciate very much our customers' patience during these challenging conditions and give them the assurances we're doing everything we can to ensure a smooth commute for this evening's rush hour and tomorrow's commute as well. Thank you.